Welcome back, everyone. It's me, AltoSax31. We're on mission 19. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for the highway to all the bosses, and we're gonna do it. It won't be perfect, but we're gonna get through it. And it's kind of a curveball for this game to make you play as Dante for such a long time, and then kind of throw you back with Nero with I would consider to be a pretty difficult level to come back and have to fight the bosses one after another. But so my recommendation would always be to kind of go back to some of the levels with Nero just to get familiarized yourself with him again, and tackle this head on. And so hopefully this video will show you some tips and tricks to make that transition a little bit easier. So with the little cube, you definitely want to use the same trick that I showed you from mission 6, where you just smack it with the buster move. But the first level you fight is some Angelos, and this part is it can be a little annoying because they can catch you off guard. But I went for the Alto Angelo first instead of leaving him for last, just because I don't want to risk anything to him. Fortunately with these guys, their move sets are pretty limited. They have I think maybe 2 moves where they swing the sword or they just launch themselves at you. So it's not too hard. You just got to keep moving back and forth, and I do take him out right about now. Stylish. And so once you're done here, I always prefer to get my max act gauge all the way up, trying to time it perfectly. There we go. And we head on into the next one. Now, on the next one, you're actually going to fight a boss. You're going to fight Burial. And we're going to do some of the same tips and tricks that we did from when we originally fought him in mission 2. Same approach, of course, so make sure to grab that white orb and the green orb so you can get your double trigger gauge increased just a little bit. So right here we need the number 5, so wait for it to show up, and then we just smack it with our double orb. And then doing that will kind of shoot us directly into the boss fight. So once you start off, you want to go back, you want to do this move on him, not once, you want to do it twice. So as soon as it's done charging, you want to let go of it and don't hold it on a moment longer, this way to make sure that you can attack them right off the back. And so if you're able to do it quick enough, and hopefully you have your double trigger all the way up, you can actually do both of those double buster grabs and double trigger mode and do a little bit more damage to him. So at this point, we're going to just wait for him to attack, hit him with charge shot 3, and then try and get a few hits on him. At this point, he's pretty weak, and so if we can do a little bit more damage to him, we can get him to drop that flame shield down and just totally finish him off. Here we go. Now if I can hit him with a charge shot 3, there we go. So at this point, because his health is so low, I choose not to do the double trigger grab till I can save it, because he's practically done. So this is just an effort to set myself up for success in the later boss fights. Since I think out of all the bosses, I'm probably the most comfortable fighting Burial, as I think I was pretty confident in what he's gonna do. So I think I show it there by not getting hit. I think Agnes would say is the one that I have the trouble with the most, followed by Echidna, and you'll definitely see what I mean by that. But for a while too, Bale was another problem, but I kind of figured him out and what to do and when to do it, and so we'll definitely walk through that again. But, this is basically just a rehash of all the bosses you fought throughout the first 11 missions or so. But the thing is that you're fighting them one after another, so you definitely have to become prepared for a fight, because it does take a little bit of a while, even with the little trick to skip the dice game up. So this guy at first, So right there you see I use the double trigger trick to make myself just partially invincible. Just enough for him to land on me, because had I not done that, he definitely would have hit me for sure. Now, unlike Dante, the beauty of Nero is he can grab things and do a little bit more damage to him, so once these little dolls present an opportunity, you want to make sure to try and grab them. You get almost half a little bar of damage on his health bar. Now, he doesn't do that move too often. Typically the way I see it is, if you haven't damaged him enough and he hasn't jumped back like that, then that move where he kind of, you know, swallows air and he blows it out, it's going to be the ice. So you always want to try and be up in the air with him, unless he's up in the air, then you want to make sure you're getting ready to dodge him, because he's going to try and land on you. Alright, and so now we're at the tail end of the boss fight, and Bale starts to shoot those little ice things at you, so you definitely have to be a little more cautious now. She tries to get me off all of it, but I don't. So when they do this move, I usually try and grab them and just throw them down on the ground. It does a little bit of damage, and they're pretty open to being attacked whenever they start kind of gliding towards you like that. And here we go. So right now when he's doing that's a good opportunity to try and get some extra damage on him. Now that he's really close, you don't want to lose your cool. Just focus on trying to finish the fight out, and don't give yourself an anxiety. So right there I could have ended it with a double trigger buster move, but I decided not to and just shoot him and save my devil trigger for the next fight, since at this point I consider the next two bosses to be the more difficult ones. And we are all set up. We're waiting for this loading screen to come through. Alright, and as with the last platform, you want to make sure you grab these orbs. And then head back over towards the dice. On this one, we only need 4, so we're going to wait for 4 to show up, which is right after the number 1, and boom, right there. And if you do it correctly, it will be 4. And so we get a nice little teleportation straight to the boss. Speed things up. Alright, so with Echidna, same thing as we did in mission 7 or 8, I believe. Always attack, and take this, what happens next, in your favor, because I did the same exact thing when I fought her the last time. I tried to jump, but instead I rolled, and I did move out the way, and the same thing happened to me. Unfortunately, I didn't learn my lesson, but from here on out, I do a pretty good job of remembering what happened and trying to avoid that again, since I lost 2 gold orbs literally back to back. So in here, this is a good opportunity for me to go into double trigger mode and do a pretty good amount of damage to her using this buster move. So I try and smash the L2 button to do as much damage and shoot the summon swords. Alright, so at this point of the fight, she's gonna go golden. This is your opportunity to attack her with everything you have. You do not want to fight her in golden form as Nero. She is extremely tough, so I'm able to pull it off. I notice that she's pretty much dead. I don't want to waste my double trigger, so I just do the buster move in my regular form, and it works out. So aside from those 2 mishaps on my part, I'd say that fight went pretty well. It's just too bad I couldn't do it without getting hit. But you know, with these boss fights, you know, you have to be ready for anything. If you fight a boss 5 times in a row, more than likely each one's going to be a little bit different than the last. They're not going to do the same exact move every single time. So it comes down to you and reacting pretty quickly. But once you're done with that, we are on the last, well, technically the second to last platform, but this is going to be the last boss you fight. So all you need at this point is just the number 5 to show up, which occurs right after number 3. And so we hit it, and we are on our way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and teleports. Alright. So Agnes, one of my least favorite bosses to fight. It seems like he's not all that hard, but that little move where he does the 2 cutlasses and he just spins them around, it always seems to get me. And it's so annoying. You know, on a couple of my playthroughs, you know, by the time I would get to him, I would usually have either 1 or 2 gold orbs left. I couldn't manage to get the burial and veil and echidna, you know, without getting hit once. And each of those boss fights, there was just one very, very small move. So yeah, I mean, just trying to get to this point with as many gold orbs is probably what I would aim for. It's something I definitely try to make my priority. So here we go. So this is the move I'm talking about that I just absolutely hate. I mistime it. I do my devil trigger at the wrong time, but I somehow make it out. But I don't make it out of him when he tries to do it right again. And so at this point, my anxiety kicks in because I don't have any more chances. This is the last boss fight. I think at this point, I mean, we've been playing for about 10 minutes, 12 minutes. So the pressure's definitely on, but you know, as long as you remain cool, you'll be able to finish this fight out. The last thing you want to do is let the pressure get to you. Just don't worry about it, don't stress, and just play it calm, and you'll come out and prevail. So we do that, we pull it off, and fortunately there's no more enemies in this level, so all we have to do is smack down this wall and then go through it, and that's it. We are setting ourselves up for a showdown with the Savior, mission 20, which we're going to do. We're going to beat him, and we're going to finish this out. We're going to get that S rank for Hell and Hellmouth. And so now to see the official end stats. Clear time, status points. So not too bad. We still end up getting the S, but nonetheless, I hope the little tips I gave you help out, and we're gonna do it. Mission 20 next. Take care, guys. I'll see you on the next one.